Madam President, I'd like to thank USG Rosemary DiCarlo and USG Jean-Pierre Lacroix for their briefings and their tireless efforts for peace and security. Lebanon is tragically experiencing similar means and methods of warfare employed in Gaza. Hospitals are being forced to close, millions are displaced, schools are destroyed, and countless lives are lost. Even more dangerous are the existence of the numerous other fronts in the region, each harboring the potential for a broader regional war, and even larger if these conflicts simultaneously combust in a vicious cycle. At this critical juncture, I'd like to make the following points. First, adherence to obligations under international humanitarian law and the protection of civilians are not negotiable. Particularly alarming are deadly attacks on medical personnel and units by Israel in Lebanon and recent cross-border strikes by Hezbollah appearing to target civilian areas in northern Israel. The targeting of medical resources and civilians are all flagrant violations of IHL. IHL obliges parties to an armed conflict to ensure that civilians receive satisfactory humanitarian conditions. In reality, the bare minimum of humanitarian conditions is being ignored in Gaza and now in Lebanon. Civilians must not be treated as mere pawns in the conflict. Second, the safety and security of UNIFIL peacekeepers cannot be compromised under any circumstances. UNIFIL plays a vital stabilizing role across the blue line, and in the current volatile environment, ensuring the safety of the brave peacekeepers is more crucial than ever. In this regard, we are gravely concerned about the incident this morning where 2 peacekeepers were injured after suffering direct tank fire by the IDF to an observation tower at UNIFIL's headquarters in Nakora. It also reminds us of the haunting Kana incident in 1996. We call for proactive and preventive measures to cease all future incursions near UN positions and any attacks on UN premises and personnel. Third, we call for serious and meaningful engagement among all actors to find diplomatic solutions. While the actions and rhetoric from various actors on the ground are belligerent, one common element emerges in their statement: the security of their own people. However, as history in the Levant has repeatedly shown, such security of any people cannot be achieved either in the short or long term through military means alone. We acknowledge the difficulties of pursuing diplomacy in the current environment, but dialogue, however elusive, is the only pathway to sustainable peace and the return of displaced families. In this regard, we deplore any attempt by regional powers to exploit the current abyss for their parochial interests, and we strongly support all efforts to reinvigorate diplomacy to reach a ceasefire. I thank you, Madam President.